So, not very long at all after the release of the Getaway DLC, it seems Visceral Games are already well ahead on the new content and maps coming in the final expansion to Battlefield Hardline, Betrayal. A massive thank you to Danny on PC once again, who's provided me with some, well, better gameplay than I could have got. Rather than me just firing bullets into open space, Danny's given me some actual kills to work with here. Check out his channel, it's linked in the description. I've previously made 2 other videos titled 12 New Weapons, one for the Getaway DLC and one for the Robbery DLC. But this time you might notice the number in the title is 18. Yeah, that's right. 18 equipable weapons are currently available to test in the CTE. They aren't all guns, some are melee weapons, but nevertheless, there are 18 new offerings. Let's go through them. First up, and perhaps for me the most exciting of the bunch, is the M1903 Springfield rifle, here equipped with its unique rifle scope. You can add a suppressor, but who'd want to ruin that beautiful look? It's available to all classes, just like the recently added AWS silenced rifle was, meaning you can run it as operator, mechanic or enforcer, as well as the professional. Next up, and straight out of Call of Duty, we have dual wield Scorpions, or to go by their in-game name, the dual VZ61s. Equipable as a secondary choice, you do have the option to zoom in, but only a little bit. Let's speedrun the next few, as they're weapons we've seen before in Battlefield 4. We have the full-flavoured AUG A3 listed in the Operator class alongside the other assault rifles, the MX4, which is a PDW available to the mechanics, the RPK-74 is joining the AUG in the Operator class, and the M98B adding to the list of sniper rifles available in the game. Next, we have 2 very interesting Syndicate weapons, if the markings on the weapons are to be believed. You remember that circular symbol that keeps cropping up in different locations in the game? Jack Frags has covered it more in depth. Well, it seems these weapons might be the prize for figuring out the Easter egg. See the symbol here on the new Mammoth Gun, which is a triple barrel shotgun by the way, and here on what looks like a Lewis gun from World War I. Both of the symbols match the other ones available throughout the maps in the game, and it is quite a big shame actually that this game doesn't really have much of a community anymore, or at least not an Easter egg hunting community anyway. This one might have been quite fun. Both of the weapons have been added to a new special section listed in the loadout menu, which appears on each class, along with this, the A8S Harpoon Gun. I know, it's hard to believe, but a harpoon gun has actually made its way into Battlefield Hardline. I said this in my last video, and I'll say it again. Battlefield Hardline is not your typical Battlefield game, and it just does what it wants to. Who knows what we're going to get to do with these Syndicate weapons? Maybe a Yeti's going to come out of the snow somewhere and you have to kill it with a triple-barreled shotgun and a harpoon gun and a Lewis gun. Well, maybe I'm onto something there. Next, some more cool additions. The Improvised Gun, which is a secondary currently only available to the professional class, firing fully auto pistol rounds. And it looks rather cool. Might be worth noting though that it is only a pistol, so its range is probably going to be quite limited. Following that we have the MP9 as well as the M4 shotgun. And finally we have the SPAR, a funny little DMR style weapon similar to the M39. Moving on from guns now, we have melee weapons to look at, of which 5 have been added. First up, we have the Cleaver, which I personally think would have looked much better with bloodstains all over it, but there we go. Then we have the Devil's Toothpick, a rather menacing looking one. The Karambit, taking cues from CSGO there I think. And the Inquisition Sword, clearly a nod to the Dragon Age games that EA also produce. And finally, the most deadly of them all, the Shovel. That's your 18 weapons. I still can't believe that. 18 weapons. If only Hardline had even 10 or 15 more weapons in the base game when it released back in March, then perhaps this would have stood a much better chance with the people who said the game didn't have enough content. Now, with so many weapons and pieces of equipment to use, barely any of them are going to get to see the light of day, simply because there aren't that many people playing the game. A couple of other tidbits worth noting though: the maps. Only one is visible in the CTE right now, and that's the one I'm playing, this rather frosty environment that's been called Snow Crash, I believe. And the 3 other names of the maps are Alcatraz, Cemetery, and Chinatown. Although we haven't got any footage of that yet, it hasn't been put onto the CTE, and it's probably going to be kept secret for a little bit longer. And finally, snowmobiles. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of the new weapons down in the comments. To me, the Springfield scope rifle and the shovel is going to be a hard combination to beat. But until next time, my name is Westy, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.